This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. Here we are back. Superior Bait and Tackle on Segan Lane. Got a special guest today, and I'm going to call it, Father Burns, we're going to call today our Artist Week. Okay? Because I've been seeing some of the work that this man on side of me has done. He's a retired diocesan priest.
50 years.
50 years you've been doing it, but you still on call.
I'm still on call.
A lot of work. But he has some beautiful work. He got all them expensive cameras now. You probably couldn't afford it when you first started.
I couldn't, no.
Yeah, well.
I couldn't afford this part.
we got you right now where you're in good shape. We're going to talk about some of the work you've done over the years. Also, when I called it Artist Week, I made the annual Wild Game Supper in La Rose. And they honored Mr. Andrew Tan Brunet, and this is him, 5-time world champion. So we're going to visit and talk to his son, and we're going to see some of the work that he did on video, and all the people, all the cooks, all the winners, all the former winners, but it's a fun time every year. I love going down La Rose. It's packed in the Civic Center, so we're going to talk about this man here. By the way, he was raffling some of his work off, and it was going a little high. But after I talked to him, his son told me, he said, come see me. I got something you might be interested in. You might be able to afford. So be like you. Some of your work is all over Baton Rouge already, right?
Louisiana, yeah.
Yeah?
Shreveport, Louisiana, all over Louisiana.
Where's your work at right here in Baton Rouge and getting ready to come up by LSU?
At Bayonne. It's a condo complex right on the LSU lakes. I have 75 photos going in there. Miss David Humphreys, who's a true artist, merged my photos into some other photos.
Yeah.
White pelicans and brown pelicans, and alligator.
Well, I've seen some of your work too. You got everything from whooping cranes to eagles. Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. I also made a trip to the False River, and I covered the first cookie jar tournament on False River. Also went and we had a camera guy and Danica and all them. We got the Big Bass Rodeo, the annual Big Bass Rodeo, one of the biggest in the South, one of the oldest in the South. We covered it, and I also went to the one-man shoot that benefits Tulane University's prostate cancer research. So stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana, and the first part of it's going to be all Father Gerald Barnes.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
I won this boat fishing the CCA Star Tournament. Felt surreal for about a week.
My name is Amelia, and I'm from Abbeville, and I won this boat.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And right here where your brother hangs out sometime, Mr.
Right.
Mark.
Mark's over there.
Right, there you go, yeah. You know, he fished the tournament last week too, but he won't, he didn't have too much information. He said, because when they don't place, he don't worry about it.
He takes after my daddy.
He takes after your daddy?
Yeah, really does.
Who you take after?
I don't know. My uncle.
know.
My uncle is the priest, Father Dugas.
Okay, look, you're not a Johnny come lately, but you haven't been in this photography business for a whole long time.
I say about 12 years I've been taking photos. I didn't have time as a priest. We only had one day off, and I didn't want to. I had to go visit family and take care of everything, you know, my personal things. So I couldn't get in that. Didn't have the money to get into it.
Well, lately you've been very busy.
Yeah, so
Plus you're on call too. I know I've seen you
Yeah.
at funerals and different other functions. Father, when did you really get started and really got serious in there?
2 years before I retired, a parishioner came up to me and asked me what I would do in retirement, and I told him I was saving money to buy me a camera because I wanted to learn photography, and he ended up giving me my starter camera, and that was a great gift, and that's what got me started in it. 2 years before I retired in 2011, so it's 2009 that I really started intensely. And I learned from other photographers. I learned when I would go out, and I learned from the computer. I studied on books, and I just asked everybody to teach me how to.
You had a good
photo.
relationship with C.C. Lockwood?
I've been out with
Who's
C.C.
some of the legendary people you've had?
C.C. Lockwood is the most famous person. Steve Uffman, I've learned a lot from Steve Uffman. He's a great photographer. Very generous person, too.
Now, you got a couple of buddies that are priests and stuff that you travel with and you take fish. One of them is...
Father Donald Blanchard goes out with me sometimes, yeah. And I go with other photographers that I know.
Yeah. When you first got started, and you're at camouflage, we need these jackets this morning.
Yeah,
They look
right.
cool here.
Well, I
Monday
learned in nature, I learned from my dad in nature, when you go out to photograph, you don't want to wear bright colors. You know, animals run away from bright colors. So you try to blend with whatever nature place that you're in, you know. So don't wear bright colors. Whenever somebody comes with me, I tell them, don't wear any bright colors.
You've been traveling all over the country lately.
Louisiana, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Alaska, Florida, Mississippi, Arkansas. Alaska, without a doubt. Alaska, I call the other Holy Land. I made a grizzly bear trip. All my cousins that hunt grizzly bears say I shouldn't have done that, but I got probably within 30 or 40 yards of grizzly bears. And that was just an incredible, I was out in the tidal flats in Katmai National Park and got to photograph grizzly bears for 6 days. It was an incredible trip.
What about all that fishing? Did you get to fish? You see
No.
some of them?
I did fish, but I was photographing the eagle, and I asked the fishing guy that was fishing for salmon, and I asked the guy to take us to an eagle that was in a tree, and he tapped me on the shoulder and he said, turn around. There was an eagle like 10 feet behind us eating a salmon. It was an incredible sight. I remember seeing eagles for the first time in Louisiana in the late 80s when they first started coming back. And I've been to all the places in Louisiana where eagles are plentiful, in Lake Verret, the Chaffalay Spillway. There was an eagle's nest at Rama that I photographed.
St. Mary, Amelia, and
all there, right. Yeah. I photographed bears at St. Mary Parish. Right. But I did find an eagle's nest in Rama, and I photographed that for 4 years till the tree fell. And it was on I didn't know, but it was on property that a friend of mine owned, Fred Grace. He was an architect here in town.
In southeast Baton Rouge right now, they got them at the lakes over there by the subdivision. I was seeing this from Mason, and I come back. Now, whooping cranes. The whooping cranes, they tell you they're very protective, and they tell you when you do observe them, or if you got to be further off.
Whooping cranes, I've been sworn to secrecy, but I know where to find them. If I go to this spot 10 times, I'll see them 4 times. So they're not always there, and they don't stay long. And I'm not supposed to tell where they are, and I can't really give the photos
That's
to many people.
understandable.
Yeah, because it's
They got stupid people who shoot them.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
right.
incredibly beautiful birds.
Tell
But
us-
also, the place I like to go is to photograph spoonbill.
All right.
Spoonbills are pink, they're gorgeous birds.
Right.
See those all over
Roosevelt
Louisiana.
spoonbill. Now,
Rosier spoonbill.
tell us about your equipment right here, this camera here.
Well, I don't know if Canon's going to pay me, but I use Canon cameras, and I'm looking strong at the mirrorless cameras now. So.
Well, if somebody from Canada's watching, don't forget, he's still on a low budget. You want to
Right.
help him out, you can do it. I can get in touch with me. I can get in touch with
I
you.
belong to Canon Professional Services. They treat me really well. Anybody that belongs to that. You send the camera and they'll send it back. If you it needs working on, they send it back in a week. You know,
Yeah.
it's in Virginia where you send the camera. So.
Father, is there anything you want to tell people that want to get in this business or want to get this as
Well,
hobby? Put it this way.
I'm a Catholic priest, and I've spent all my life working for the church, and people know that they can discover God on retreat and in church, but you can discover God in nature. And that's what I do. I go a lot of times by myself, and it's actually a prayerful experience to be out in nature by yourself.
I think God sometimes
You have to be
send
careful.
Send you a little notices, say, stay here a little bit longer. You get ready to see something.
That's right. You get a message, when to stay and when to go. You know.
That's good.
So I do some praying, I do some photography, I do some thinking. I do write a little poetry. So I'm thinking of putting all my stuff together in a photo book to put my writings in.
If we go to your website, right, you know, when we go to tell somebody what you're most proud of and what you like them to see.
Well, there's all of my photos is in a Chafalaya file. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the wood duck chicks that I photoed that I won first place on National Geographic on April the 18th, 2018. That's on there. I'm proud of getting to know a man my age that takes me out into a Chafalaya and takes me all over the place to photograph and taught me all about wood duck chicks and how they hatch and when they're going to jump out of the box. So he's taught me
A lot
that.
of programs we did in Paradise, Louisiana. We went with them with the cannon nets where they trap them and tape them, and that's what helped to get the wood duck limit up to 3. Now, you don't shoot, you don't kill them, but
No.
you shoot them with them cameras.
shoot the
That's
camera.
what I've been doing lately with the hunting and fishing.
Yeah.
I've been shooting camera because I ain't been catching too much or shooting too much with my gun. Father, I'm gonna thank you one time. I've been knowing you for years. I've been seeing you around, and I've been hearing stories. So, thank you. Well, I honor that's your cousin that just died, right?
Right.
Frank Burns.
yeah, right, Frankie Burns,
He was
yeah.
an usher at my church, and
Yeah.
and his family. You know, we're all close with
Frankie
our
was
family.
a great LSU fan.
Yeah, big LSU fan. You saw they had hundreds of T-shirts.
Yeah.
That is, I got one, and it happened to be for the ladies basketball team, but irregardless.
Yeah.
Thank you, and all the Burns family. If I don't know the Burns family, you don't know nothing about South Louisiana. But I think they originated around Donaldsonville.
Right.
And they come up, and every time I do go to a funeral, I hate to say it, but there's a Burns somewhere.
I'm very proud of my aunts and uncles. I had 22 uncles and 21 aunts. They're great people. Most of them are dead now. There's only 3 of them still living, and they taught us a lot. We're having a family reunion in July, the Burns side of the family. I have almost 90 first cousins.
You know, I never put that together. Burns side, Burns family,
And Dugas.
and
Yeah.
what was the place around Smoke Bend?
Smoke Bend.
Yeah.
I was pastor there
Yeah.
for 8 years. Built a church.
Well, Father, thank you tremendously.
Sure. Thank you for inviting me.
Somebody ever made a confession on camera?
No,
You're supposed to
no,
be
you can't do
secretive.
that. No.
I've been it's Lent right now, so I'm doing pretty good. So
You can whisper in my ear, but I can't say anything.
keep praying for me.
All right. Okay.
But, we'll be back with more Paradise Louisiana.
Thank you.
In the tradition of Louisiana's favorite seafood season, we're bringing home fresh catch seafood straight from Louisiana's Gulf Coast bayous and byways. At Little Village, Stabs Prime, Palermo, and Stabs in Central, our seafood dishes are made from the freshest ingredients. Seafood harvested straight from Louisiana waters, turned into delicious dishes to be shared with family and friends. From local people who appreciate local flavor.
Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
Pause moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And guys, there's one of the trips we make every year, the Wild Game Supper. The big supper, and when they honor some of the legends in the wild game, and hunter and finish and artists. And let's go see what we got. We got a welcome from all the people. The food was excellent, like always. Packed house, honoring Mr. Andrew Tan Brunet, 5-time world champion carver.
So, we might claim something. Have some.
So we pray, God most provident, we join all creation in raising to you a prayer of thanksgiving through Jesus Christ, your Son. So we pray.
And our response will be, Lord, hear our prayers. The Son of God who invites us to the Paschal Feast stands ready to help us. Let us call upon him in our need.
Lord, hear our prayers.
For the Church of God, that we may never cease to give thanks for all gifts, we pray the Lord.
bâton, là, c'est pas de tract.
This is French. How you say you watching Paradise, Louisiana in French?
T'as briqueté le paradise à l'illusion.
Non, j'ai briqueté le paradis de l'illusion.
Yeah, there we go. You got it?
Say it loud, one more time.
J'ai regardé le paradis de l'illusion.
You didn't come here to talk to you all night long, did you?
Non, mais les plaisants, c'était des boules à patate. C'est pas de tract. Je ne parlais pas à personne. Et moi, dès que je vais faire à mon grand-père, je vais faire que les plaisants ne parlaient pas. Et l'idée, il faut qu'il figure un homme qui a eu le dessus d'un mulet pour un compas toute sa vie pour ne pas parler.
This is Lafourche Parish Sheriff Craig Weber welcoming everyone to LaRose, Louisiana for the Wild Game Supper. Come down every March and support the Wild Game Supper in the LaRose Civic Center. And you'll have a great time and eat all sorts of wonderful food.
My dad is hunting rig carved when he was like 16 years old. This is, I think he has like 15 different birds. He had 4 pintail, a couple of coot, a couple of blue-winged teal, painted like hens, but with the little white stripe on the face.
Look out.
A couple of green wings.
15 years old. How old is he now?
He's 81.
That's his picture.
And this is the first pair he ever competed with in the World Championship. Pair. He didn't place. The next year he didn't place. Then he won 3 years in a row. Then he didn't win for 2 years, then he won 2 more years in a row. Got 5 World Championships. Dan Rooney.
Dan Rooney is a household name.
Congratulations. Beautiful.
He's the champion of champions. The maker of champions. Now, maker of champions, he does have 2 pretty well accomplished sons in the carving world, but tonight's not about them. What? So that's enough about maker of champions. What? So we're going to rewind back to 1978, which happens to be the year I was born. So he was featured on the cover of the Telco phone book. Everybody over here knows that's a big deal. All right? But that year, he also won Best in World, Best in the World, Carver, with a pair of mallets. He was the first man ever to be offered Carver of the Year by Ducks Unlimited. Ever in the world. Ducks Unlimited is a big, gigantic organization. This man, one of our local guys, first ever. You know what? He did it again in 1979. Best in world, again. In the world. There can only be one best in the world. He did it 2 years in a row. He did it 5 times. He just 2 years in a row. He's been published on many national publications. With this year's 2019 Man of the Year Outdoor Icon, Mr. Dan Rooney.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
In the tradition of Louisiana's favorite seafood season, we're bringing home fresh catch seafood straight from Louisiana's Gulf Coast bayous and byways. At Little Village, Stabs Prime, Palermo, and Stabs in Central, our seafood dishes are made from the freshest ingredients. Seafood harvested straight from Louisiana waters, turned into delicious dishes to be shared with family and friends. From local people who appreciate local flavor.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Big Bass Rodeo at City Park in New Orleans this past weekend. I want to thank, one more time. Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, the Big Bass Rodeo. One of the biggest and one of the oldest events in the New Orleans area, City Park. I have to thank Mr. Kirk Powell for going over there and taking this video and getting the interviews. Miss Danica Bailey Williams, who has taken over, and Miss Becky Chaney for sending me all the results. So y'all need to watch this real good. Let me give a shout out right now. The first overall big winner is the Kay Florine Award. Y'all know Miss Kay Florine, she ran it. She was a director for years. Had won a battle with cancer. I want to congratulate Miss Kay for all she's done and all she's doing and what she can still do. So, and also Danica for doing a tremendous job. First place was Luke Bestlin with 3.79. And then we had the high school division. It's the second year they had that. Haynes Academy team had won first place. Second place was Brother Martin, and third place was Jesuit. We'll be back later, but here's the footage from the City Park Rodeo.
Today we're at beautiful New Orleans City Park for the 72nd annual Big Bass Fishing Rodeo. It is the oldest freshwater fishing tournament in the United States. We have tons of folks out here. We have tons of activities. The weigh-in, people are weighing in 3 to 4 pound bass right now. This park is known for large bass. We have the boats on the bayou, on Bayou St. John, where there's non-motorized kayaks and canoes fishing in a tournament today. We have tons of exhibits. There's things to do out here for the entire family. We have educational exhibits being presented and offered by Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. Wish to Fish, as you can see right behind me, this is a way for us to fundraise in order to raise money for kids to get them outside, to get them away from the video games, get them back outside. So what we do is we collect donations all year long, and then we actually have a fishing flea market. And so all of the stuff behind me is donated, and anything that we get today will actually go to putting kids on the water with professional fishing guides. Today for the fishing event, we have categories for bass. We have youth divisions, 12 and under, and we also have a division for adults. So you can catch bass, you can catch cichlids, brim. Actually, if you can catch a catfish or a garfish, that's a bonus category. So we have something for everybody. Now, and you get first, second, and third in all of those categories. We have also the Battle for the Bass High School Fishing Tournament. It's actually grades 7 through 12. and this is growing. This is only our 4th year doing it. We had about 40 teams this year. They come from all over. We get them from as far north as Shreveport. Most of them are from local teams from the high schools, Jesuit, Rummel, Brother Martin. Cabrini won last year, and the first girl team to win the entire tournament was last year. So I think we have some other folks out today and some young kids that are out trying to beat that record. And they actually get a 3-foot trophy to bring back to their school. So they get to keep it, they get bragging rights, and they keep a big trophy to actually keep in their school for the entire year. You know, every year for the last 3, 4, maybe even 6 years, we've been coming out and being antsy because we're so worried about the weather. But it is so beautiful out here. I'm so happy that we had so many people come out and participate in the event. It's a wonderful event, a beautiful day, and people are catching a lot of fish.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Pod's moving in storage.
I need to clean out my study.
We'll deliver a container.
My brother-in-law's moving in.
Maybe he'll help you pack.
He's lazy.
We can refer some professionals.
It's just until he finds work.
We can keep things at our storage center for as long as it takes.
I am not happy about this.
Or you can keep your things on site for quick unloading.
Did you say freeloading?
I said unloading.
I heard freeloading.
I'm sure you did.
Store on site or let us drive your things to our secure storage center. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and our rodeo and tournament report. Guys, I tell you what, there was a lot of tournaments that came up this week. I'm also going to remind you, we're talking about tournaments, the CCA Stars. Time for sign up, early sign up, you know, and then that's going to start Memorial Day weekend and runs all the way to Labor Day. One of the biggest events that we cover all year, so don't forget to get your application in and quick. Yeah, you got to be a star member too, by the way, a CCA member, excuse me. First tournament out of the batch is the Boomer Shoots Lake Concordia. First place is Tanner Pucho and Brother Pucho with 12.25. Second was Kirk Elaine and Ori Galata at 11.78. Wayne Tucker and John Scavona were third at 11.34. That was out of Lake Concordia. The big bass is Justin Malazzo and Gaetano Pasandina. He had a 6.12. I'm going to come back to them later because I made the trip out to False River, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them. The Lafayette Kayak Fishing Club had their tournament last weekend out of Cocodrie. They called March Madness. Brandon Thibodeau was first. Jeff Robinson was second. Donnie Burton was third. Cody Guidry and Ricky Smith. That's redfish and speckled trout is a big deal. The fishes are men. Winston and Bridget Michelle sent me these reports out of Amelia Landon. First was Willie Couch and Warren Couch. Good weights. They had a 16.2 with big fish of 4.10. 1-0. Sandy Gode and Winston Michel was second with 13.18. They had a big bass of 4.58. Tom Goins, and TJ Goins had 12.42. They had another 4-pound fish. They're big fish. Brian Mostretto, Ryan Gomez, 12.05. Almost the top five, almost all of them had almost 12 pounds. And Travis, you can say Laurent or Laurent. Bradley Matt, 11.93, and they had a 4-pound. They had 35 boats. They had 7 fish that weighed in over 4 pounds. So now coming up, we got Caddo Lake has a tournament that's be coming up. You can look on the website. It's going to be different. They're going to weigh in all kinds of sizes. You're going to get a ticket for prizes. So it's something new to look over. I think I got a little bit more information here. Joe Macalusa's article in the paper. Let me look at it right here, find it. I had it. Let me here, Louisiana. That is Caddo Lake Fishing Rodeo. Is opening day through September the 2nd. For 100 tag release fish, various species. The Caddo Parish Anglers redeem tags for cash and prizes. Louisiana's chapter, Greater Caddo Lake Association, and the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries sponsoring that. Also, we got one coming up now, and to be on the lookout, it's called Double Trouble, the kayak fishing tournament. The boundaries of Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes. So it's the Coast of Kayak Fishing Club, Bayou Coast, the Kayak Fishing Club is open to the public. Entry fee is $25. The target species is redfish and speckled trout. BCKFC members, Angler of the Year points event also. So look at their website and find out more information. I'm going back to these tournaments right now. Let me make sure I don't forget none. I gave it Boots a Toot, False River. Here we are right now. The other night I made a trip to False River this was the opening night of the year. On Friday night, they also got a Tuesday night tournament too that runs for different times. So you can find all that information. Joe Macalusa puts it in the paper. The Advocate is in there always with the schedule. But the False River tournament the other day, thanks to Storm Randall and them giving me information, thanks to the Spinoza brothers. They did a great job over there. And by the way, Storm Randall and his partner, they come in second. I got a few interviews and got to see some of the people coming in. That's the False River Cookie Jar Tournament. It's ongoing every Friday night. Starts out at 7 o'clock and runs to midnight. So I'll probably be back later with a little bit more from there. This is 1 of 25, huh? Tell us a little bit about the Friday night cookie jar.
Well, the cookie jar has been going for at least 30 years. I've been fishing it since the 90s, early 90s, and Mr. Guy Perkins ran it for 30, 35 years. And there was 2 or 3 guys that did it before him. And we're still we're keeping it going. Mr. Guy asked me to take it over 3 years ago. I think he was 90 when he finally gave up running it. And I had been fishing a long time, so he asked me to take it up. And we average 12, 15 boats through the year, and that's pretty much what we got parking for and stuff, you know what I mean? And so it's a friendly crowd. It's not cutthroat. It's everybody's out here because they don't want to watch TV on Friday night, you know.
Well, I tell you what, they had basketball night tonight.
We didn't miss anything.
They had a lot of wins. Yeah, didn't miss nothing. But, I know they're getting ready to go to work. They're all walking up.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you do.
Oh, well.
And I hope to come fishing.
Well, anybody can come on out and have a good time. I mean, that's what this tournament is about. We don't like a bunch of stuff. We just all want to come out here and have a good time.
5 fish limit, $40 per boat.
You got it.
We got it. 14-inch limit.
Right.
We got it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr.
Appreciate you coming out.
Y'all fish a lot of these, don't you, Donnie?
We try to fish it as much as we can. You know, it depends upon obviously work season, but you know, there's a bunch of good guys that come out and fish these tournaments, and it's a lot of regulars, and we try to compete with those guys, but they got some good fishermen out here.
How long you been fishing?
Fishing or on this lake fishing?
How long you been fishing these things? They go back
for about 3 years. I've been doing it for about 3 years.
Yeah.
There's a Tuesday night tournament that I like to fish, and you know, obviously the cookie jar that's been around for years, we like to fish that as well on Fridays.
Yes, sir.
You talk about going somewhere Sunday. How you getting ready to go to Delacroix?
Yes, sir. We're planning on going to Delacroix, taking the old boat, see if we can't get some bass down there in them ponds.
How you working in y'all schedule? Y'all always, every time I see y'all working, and then right now we ain't had no disasters, but y'all always working hard.
Well, you call yourself a fisherman, you make time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, thank y'all.
For generations, anglers from across the globe have put their trust in Abu Garcia. Because out here on the water, we know our science is your religion. Fish like a fanatic with the latest generation of Revo. Featuring up to 24 pounds of max drag. Designed for leverage and power. Built on corrosion resistance and comfort. World-class adventure awaits with Revo. Abu Garcia for life.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. And you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and our news events and our news and events calendar. I just wanted to remind everybody, there's a lot going on with CPRA, and the governor announced some things that will be coming up and that they're doing, but there's so many projects going on, it's hard to keep up with them and let y'all know. But one of them that's going to affect a lot of people in Grand Isle, and it's going to have a lot to do, you know, with Queen Bess, the restoration project. So you can find out more about it at CPR on their website. Also, I'm going to give a shout out. We went there last year, KD and I, but the best chefs of Louisiana is April 9th. It'll be at UNO at the Senator Ted Hickey Ballroom on the second floor. They got some of the best chefs in Louisiana be there cooking. There'll be live music. They got so much going on. The food is outstanding. You can buy a ticket at the door, and it benefits the Cancer Society. So be sure and go there. It starts at 6 and it runs to 9 p.m. Try to make it, but I don't know. I can't make a promise on that. And a big one, I got to remind you again, the CCA Star Tournament. That's big event coming here. They also got the CCA Annual Sporting Clays Classic at Covered Rise. I think there was a mistake in the paper. Joe had it listed for this coming Friday and Saturday. It's April the 12th and 13th. There's a couple Fridays. There's a Friday away and Saturday. Unbelievable. Big crowd classic. It'll be at Covered Rise Lodge in Hustler. They're gonna have shooting Friday evening. They're gonna have some shooting, and then plus Saturday morning you spend the night. They got chefs that cook for it. Last year was John Fost, the last few years. So it's a big event, big fundraiser for CCA and Star Tournament. So I think that's all the news events I got. And we'll come back later. I got one turkey report, and we got our Berkeley, Abu Garcia fishing report.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Let me give you a quick technical report. We're getting ready to do the Berkeley. I was going to say a fishing report right after it. In Turkey right now, and I just want to remind everybody about Buoy Outfitters Paradise, Louisiana contest. You send me a video, using that phone well, if we can use it. You send me a video, and we'll use it on Paradise, Louisiana. You can automatically get a $25 gift certificate to Buoy Outfitters, plus a t-shirt in Paradise, Louisiana. When we pick a winner for the year of the video, you're going to receive a $100 gift certificate from Buoy Outfitters and some more stuff from Paradise, Louisiana. Also, send in your photos also, too. Make sure you get on there. We love to have them. And if you send in a child, don't forget that contest, the Youth Hunter Contest is still going on at the Wildlife and Fisheries. You go to their website and learn more about it. So we've got the first one coming in this year, turkey hunting, Mr. Duncan Gray. Killed it in Norwood. He was hunting with his dad, and thank Eric Tomplay, one of the big guys that is with the Wild Turkey Federation. So thank you again, Eric. Congratulations, Duncan, and don't forget to send that application in to Wildlife and Fisheries. All right, we're going to the coast right now. We're going to give our fishing report. As usual, let me tell you, we're getting good reports coming from the lodge. I've talked to people all weekend in Cocodrie about how they're catching fish. I'm not going to tell you, Mr. Gary, exactly where they are. I will invite you, but I don't want you to bring your camera. That ain't going to happen. I got to bring my camera. I'm going to do that. And I won't spoil your exact spot, but I have to tell everybody what area we were fishing. But I'm waiting to go. I did get invited to the lodge, but we had a schedule that was plumb full. I didn't get to make it. I'll be back over there. Sheriff Trigg from down in St. John Parish and Sergeant Ricky Bailey, they sent me these pictures. They had a tremendous day. We called it a scouting trip. They were with Leonard Elaine and Captain Lloyd Landry, the fishing matrix shad under a cork. Here they called trout, they called redfish. Tremendous trip, hence some photos of it. Also at Island Marina, Lake Catherine, Miss Angie Stewart and Mr. David Stewart, besides doing a lot of work, it helped me get my camp straight. They are always on the money. They have a lot of shrimp, and that was the bait this past week and the weekend. They're catching a lot of fish in Lake Catherine and everything. You still got to fish the weather now. You got to make sure, you know, how the wind, how the weather going. I don't know what this coup front we're going to do. We have right now Monday. They got storms coming Thursday, so I don't want to tell you too much and get in trouble like Joe Mack used to get all the time. They giving a upcoming weekend report and then it changed on you. So, but all the captains are doing well. Like I say again, depending on the weather, Captain Clint DeArmas and Captain Drake Movant, Captain Andy Jones, Captain Justin Boards, all them guys that fish, excuse me, I'm talking too fast again, Justin Bowes, they're all catching redfish and catching trout, catch them under cork. They also catch them flounder and sheephead. So you can fill your box up, you can have a smorgasbord of fish. What you're looking for is trout, you can find them right now. Don't forget, before you leave the landing, you sit there and talk to somebody at the landing. Mr. Angie or David was there, they'll tell you. And remember, again, they got live shrimp. So, and that's on the coast right now. Don't forget Grand Isle. Grand Isle right now is hot. In Leeville, all them people in the back, Tommy Vidring has been sending me pictures and video, him releasing fish. Look at some of these pictures that he's been sending. And they big trout. They've been catching healthy trout. Same thing in Buras right now. Jody Dunbar sent me some pictures over there. He was scouting last week. He's catching them. He's fishing out of Myrtle Grove. Buras, Myrtle Grove, and tell you where I've really been getting a lot of reports. Yellow Cotton Bay. I done talked to 5 people that went to Yellow Cotton Bay last week and limited out in Yellow Cotton Bay. You know, I don't know what marina they're putting in, but they're going to Yellow Cotton Bay. That used to be deep holes and everything, silted in. They catching fish. I don't know if they catch them in the flats or what, but Yellow Cotton Bay, they catch them on plastics and shrimp. So that's another spot down in the Venice area if you're going. You know, the river's high. A lot of things have changed. You know, last week we got some reports from in Venice. They didn't tell me exactly where they were fishing, but sometimes in April, even when the river's high, and if they get a southeast wind and that salt water come through there, that river water gets pushed out, you know, and salt water's on the bottom, river water's on the top, and you run, you watch your prop wash, and that's where you catch your fish. And you can find them down there in them canes. My good friends used to lie to me all the time and say, where you catching the fish, where we at? I see them fishing. They say we're in Helicopter Bay. I done told you all this story. They lied to me. So people gonna lie to you, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm telling you right now, fish are biting in the Venice area. Cocodrie, Big Lake. My brother told me that some of the guys and some of their clients were catching fish in Big Lake, but I don't have first-hand knowledge right now about Big Lake from one of the captains of God. I promise you next week I'm gonna bring you more from Big Lake. So, and that's it. Freshwater right now, I can tell you these pits and pines off the Amite River, in the Amite River, and all these flues, when the water's clearing up, they're catching sacolite in the Amite River. They're using jigs and shiners. They catch them. Miss Sylvia Prescott, she's one of the owners with her husband Charlie over there at Riverside. While I was there that morning, they caught some beautiful sacolite and in their lakes over there that comes off the Amite River. Amite River will always get in them unless we had a great big flood, but they're catching sacolite at some of them gravel pits along the Amite River right now. People sending me reports of catching some big sacolite, and they're not big places. Some of these small ponds people are catching sacolite in, but the only trouble is they're less than 9 acres, they're gonna have trouble. So they better get them sacolite out of there because it's gonna affect their bass fishing. So big bass, right now, you can see her. Miss Sylvia caught a big bass also in them lakes at Riverside. Here's a picture of Matt Nobile and Jared Hidalgo. I forgot where Mark told me where them fish come from. Where they come from, Mark?
Which fish was that?
The one that's similar, Matt Nobile and Jared Hidalgo.
I don't know. I didn't see those.
I don't know. Okay. Well, congratulations. Thanks for sending that picture of them big bass. I know exactly where it came from. Toledo Bend right now, hot. Toledo Bend's hot. You still got to fish the weather. They had 3 lunkers last week. You go to their Lake Country website. You can get all the information off of it. But they have, they also got some reports of some sacolite. Here's Mark Westinghouse and Lane. Westinghouse, then they caught sacolite. They had 29, close to 2 pounds, some of them. Black and chartreuse, road runners, slow rolling, in the grass, 4 to 10 feet down. David Lemoyne caught a 6.9, and then can't get no better. Talking about Toledo Bend also, they got some big events. They got the 11th annual Sail on the Trail. That's where they trail. They got, look on their website, you can see it. People are gonna have, they're gonna have yard sales, what you call those things they do. They sell everything and go up and down and walk it. So while you're there, you can kill two birds in one stone. They also got the Apache Powwow, April 26th to the 27th. So you can go to Toledo Bend right now. There's so much to do in that Sabine Parish and all around there and Manning. There's so many things going on besides fishing. So your family can go down there and spend a whole weekend. One other thing we got right now in Amelia, you saw it in the last tournament, so the Amelia Bayou Black area. Spinnerbait, thanks to Winston Michel telling me he caught most of the fish. They're fishing spinnerbait, they're fishing the Turtle Bay area, and that grass was getting off the bank. That's also where they're catching sac-a-lait under a cork, in the Turtle Bay area. Lake Verret, normal this time of year, you find in clear water, you get an east wind, and the water's running out of the canals on the Takapaw side. That's where you fish, and you fish back in the lakes in there. You go back toward Bay Natchez, you're looking for clear water, look at little places where the water's moving out, whether the wind's moving it or the water gonna finally drop out. So that's how you fish it. The oxbows, up and down the river, there's people catching fish. Lake St. John, Lake Concordia, Lake Bruin, all them places are catching fish. And that is it. That's a wrap. I'm sorry to be here talking so fast, but we had a lot going on this week. We got a lot coming up next week. You see my jacket. We got another Wish to Fish coming up. The Bell Chase Academy kids will be in Lafitte. Stay tuned for next week and find out what's happening.
Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.